How has my family dynamic changed? I can sit here and say that the FTD has shattered my family. We had a really good family. Every family has their issues. Mm-hmm. Every single one does. I already verbalized that I've had a horrible relationship with my mom, but that was just the core of my family. We fight all the time about how to take care of her properly. Everyone has a different opinion. And I come from a very loud family, so everyone makes that opinion known. And if someone is not behaving in accordance to how someone else thinks they should behave, there's a lot of tension.
Why do you think that is? What is the experience of, talk about yourself. So when you have an idea of how to take care of your mom, and then someone else in your family disagrees, what does that do to you internally? What reactions does that normally bring forth, and why do you think that is?
Sometimes I just want to bash my head against a wall because I'm convinced I know what's right and I know what's best. Someone else may feel differently, and I'm like, but you're not listening to me. And I've done a lot of research, and I'm basing this on all of my research. I'm not just pulling things out of a hat saying, hey, try this. I get very frustrated, and I make that known. I'm very vocal about it. Sometimes I have to take a back seat because, again, I'm not the primary caregiver. It's my dad. He's going to make the decisions at the end of the day. I can only give my input. And if I feel like he's making a wrong decision, I say, okay, learn the hard way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes he does. And sometimes I'm wrong. And we just flow through it. People don't tell you this about dementia, that you grieve the person when they're still here. Because you lost who it is that they once were. Right. My mom is gone as I knew her.
So you're taking care of the person that's gone, and that's crazy making.
She's there. Yeah. You know, it looks like my mom. It sounds like my mom. The personality is not my mom. So it's wild, and you have to wrap your head around that. On top of that, I am grieving the loss of her now, and I'm grieving the loss of her not being there when I'm going to need her one day, when I'm a new mother, God willing, and when I'm raising a family. And sometimes, you need your mom, and you just don't have her there. And that messes with you. And then my parents, when you think of soulmates, they were soulmates, completely madly in love with each other. And what hurts me the most is watching my dad lose his best friend, his life partner, and watching her lose herself at the same time.
It was two losses.
Yeah. I know I'll come out of this. I know I have a life ahead of me, and I know I'll be okay. Mm-hmm. But I have to watch that. And there's nothing you can do about it. And it's beyond devastating and heartbreaking. I remember my parents sold a house recently, the house that was my childhood home, and all hands on deck packing it up. My mom was becoming more nonverbal at that time, and my dad found a card she wrote for him for his birthday, and he asked my mom to read it, and she read it, and there were sentences in there, full sentences. She was able to read it, but for her to actually form a sentence, she can't do, but she can read it. And in those 3-4 sentences that she wrote, I heard my mom's voice for an extended period of time. And in those 30 seconds, I had my mom back.
Wow.
I can sit there, I'll give her an encyclopedia to read just so that I can hear that.
Wow. You mean even today she can still read?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't know. She probably can. Sometimes if we go for a walk or if we're in the car, she'll point to a sign and she'll read it. But this was multiple sentences that she wrote.
Yeah.
And when she read it, she's talking. We don't hear her speak that much anymore.
Right.
If we do, it's a sentence here or there. It was funny. Wow. My boyfriend and I went to visit my parents in Miami because that's where they are right now. And I took my mom for a walk on the beach. And honestly, I think my boyfriend is the last person she was able to retain because she knows his name and she knows who he is. And that means everything to me. And we were walking on the beach together, just us, and I'm telling her about life. Sometimes I ask her, do you like him? Just to make sure she does, because she was very picky about who I brought home. And out of nowhere, she goes, "Is he a cheapskate?" I almost lost it. Because my mom was like the most glamorous woman, fashionista, all things designer. So she, in her dementia state, needed to make sure that my boyfriend is not cheap. And I was like, "No, Mom, he is not a cheapskate." It was amazing. I got a sentence out of her, and it was one that I just didn't see coming. And that was like a glimpse of what her personality was like.